Happy new comic book day, everybody. Look, today is a massive week. Not just in terms of the number of books, but in terms of the quality of books as well. I mean, there's some big hitting books this week. So, without further ado, let's check out what I picked up. The random things that I picked up. Okay, so first of all, we already have the May solicitations for the Marvel previews, so I went ahead and picked that up. Heroes did not have the DC Connect in yet for the month of May, but I thought this was cool too. AWA is also having their version of the Marvel previews and the DC Connect and all that. So this is actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which month this is for, or if this is just a general, because I haven't really looked through this yet. But just the fact that AWA now is, their version of Marvel previews and DC Connect, like I said, I think this is really cool. I wish all the publishers would do their own thing like this, like Boom, Dark Horse, everybody. So I don't know, maybe AWA will start a trend right here. So I picked that up. And then a couple of solicitations for some local Comic-Cons and stuff. I might try to go to this nice little Comic-Con that they have here. And then also this as well in Asheville, North Carolina. Some small little ones. So, maybe might be able to check those out. But then something else that I picked up as well. Never really looked at one of these or picked one of these up, but Comic Shop News. It's like a little newspaper type thing. And it's something else that I have not looked through yet. But yeah, kind of interesting. It's like a little newspaper type thing, I guess, for like comic shops. So I picked those up. So with that being said, we're going to get into comic books now. So big week, 3 indie books, 5 Marvel books, and 7 DC books. Whew. Big week, man. So let's check out what I got. Let's see what I picked up. As we know, I like to start from the smallest to the largest, and with 3 indie books, we're going to start there. So, Local Man from Image. I went ahead and picked this up, but what's cool about this is it kind of reminds me of some older 90s Image books, like, who was it? There were some 90s books that Image did where they were flip books, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. So I went ahead and picked up, look, oh, see, I'm getting all turned around. So Local Man, issue number 1, the little flip book thing, pretty cool. So picked that up. And then, of course, issue number 4 of Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. Picked this up, man. This has been a fun series. From my understanding, this is supposed to get a little bit more of a back history of the characters. So, Jason Aaron, man, he's been doing a great job with this story. In my opinion, the artwork is not like... It's good, but it's not like blowing me away. To me, this book has been a good example of the story carrying the art. And I mean, I have not had any complaints. I love the book. So issue number 4 of Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. Check it out if you haven't, man. Pick it up. If you can pick up the back issues. So this book was kind of a spur of the moment kind of pickup. I was on the fence, right? So I went ahead and decided to pick up from Dark Horse Comics, Blue Book, issue number 1. So, like I said, I knew about it. I was aware of this book beforehand. But I was just like, you know what? I don't know yet. Game time decision, right? So I pick it up. I'm looking through it at the store. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling like intrigued. I'm feeling like in the need to buy this. So I picked it up because apparently, this is kind of based on a true story, or the story of the most famous alien abductions that we know of, with Betty and Barney Hill back in 1961. So it kind of gives their story, their take of, I guess, their encounter or what happened with them. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. So I'm looking forward to this. So Blue Book, issue number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. Yeah. Now from Marvel, we have 5 books, right? So a book that I think has been very, in my opinion, underrated, because I like how it's just different. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue number 5. So yeah, I like how it's different take. I've really been liking it, like a little bit of a horror aspect to Spider-Man. So picked up issue number 5 of that. And then a book that's really been fun, Strange Academy Finals issue number 4. I never read the first run, Strange Academy. So I've been trying to catch up on the Marvel Unlimited app and read that series first. So I'm kind of internally debating if I'm going to hold off and finish the finals run, or continue the finals run after I finish the first run. So I don't know. Either way, man, what I have read of this has been good, has been really good. And Strange Academy, that is awesome, man. Awesome. So yeah, so anyway, so Strange Academy Finals issue number 4, pick that up. Now, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 20. Now, issue 19, I was excited for. You had a whole different creative team on that book, as well as this one. But it was a little bit of a letdown for me, because it's like the last issue, the first half of that book was pretty good, but it kind of lose me a little bit, or started to lose me a little bit towards that second half. The artwork was sometimes good, sometimes it was just very right? So I am actually a little bit less excited about this book as I was before I read issue 19. But I'm still excited. This is the last issue of Joe Kelly and Terry Dodson. This is the last issue. They're only doing issues 19 and 20. So I'm kind of curious to see how this one's going to turn out and how it's going to end. So before we get back to the main team of Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. So anyway, ASM, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 20. Now my guy, Deadpool issue number 4. Whew. I love this run, man. I was kind of skeptical of Alyssa Wong writing this story before issue 1 came out. But I gotta admit, man, she has been doing an amazing job with this run so far. And, you know, Capullo, he's been doing an amazing job with the artwork. Now, I will say this about the artwork when it comes to this run. I absolutely love the artwork. I just don't know if I love it with Deadpool, if that makes sense. It doesn't deter me from reading it or liking this any less, by no means. I don't know. I wish the art style was a little bit different to fit Deadpool. Because, I mean, that's just my opinion. I know others might not think that or care about that at all. But yeah, so Deadpool issue 4. Can't wait. And to round up the Marvel books, we have Sins of Sinister, well, issue 1, but it's part 4 of the Sins of Sinister. So we got Immoral X-Men. So yeah, this one seems to be, just glancing through it, seems to be fairly heavy on the dialogue. So, you know, I guess you're gonna have to slow yourself down when you read it a little bit. But this is the final part of the story. This book is the final part of the first 10 years. And then we're going to move into, what is it? Year 100. So we're going to go from year 10 to year 100 on the next book. So Immoral X-Men, part 4 of the Sins of Sinister. And with DC, 7 books with DC. Whew. Pretty large. So, Titans United Blood Pack issue 6 of 6. I still have to read issue 5, I'll be honest. But this has been a good series, man. So if you're a fan of the Titans, so definitely check this out, man. So issue 6, the final issue of this miniseries. Now, Deceased War of the Undead Gods, issue number 6. They had no cover A's at all at Heroes. So I went ahead and picked up the acetate variant. Now, I'll be honest, I have always loved these acetate variants. I just wish, because I'm always a believer in cohesiveness, right? And consistency and things like that. So I wish I would have been picking these covers up from the very beginning. What is this? Variant cover. I don't know if it's... So anyway, with that being said, man, I'm going to probably have to go when I get a chance, if they have it at some point in the near future, pick up the cover A as well. So anyway, Deceased number 6. It's been like, what, 2 months since issue 5? So I feel like I'm going to have to do some reading to catch up. But man, this is obviously my favorite. I've never been secretive about my love for Deceased. So I'm excited about this. Issue number 6, Deceased War of the Undead Gods. And Lazarus Planet Omega. Now, the problem I have with this is not really, if you're going to call it the Omega issue, it's supposed to be the last and final issue, but it's really not the case. Because Batman versus Robin, the next issue that comes out for that, I believe that's what, issue 5? That is going to kind of wrap everything up. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I might understand a little bit more once I read this book. But, yeah, I don't know. I do plan on doing a whole video of this Lazarus Planet series. So we'll see. I'm going to get in more detail of all that at that point. But yeah, so anyway, so Lazarus Planet Omega. Yeah, supposed to be the final issue, but it's really not. Yeah, pick that up. The Flash, 1 Minute War Part 4. Now, this has been a surprisingly very good little event, self-contained event, that's been really, really good. So, yeah, excited about that. World's Finest, Batman Superman World's Finest issue 12. This is like the palate cleanser issue. You're supposed to, like a one shot kind of deal, like the one date that they had, you're supposed to get like why they are all aggravated and pissed off and frustrated with each other. So supposed to give that story or whatever before we hit that next arc. So yeah, the palate cleanser issue, World's Finest, issue number 12. Now, Superman Space Age, book 3, the final book of the Space Age series, which the first issue came out of July of last year, and the last issue, book 2, came out in September. So it's been, what, 6 months between issues? So, yeah, it's a long time between issues. So, anyway, the final issue of this, finally, so this is another book, because of the length of time between issues, I'm going to have to go back and read the first 2 before I read this, just so I can feel like I'm caught up with everything. And then the one, the only, Dawn of DC, issue number 1, Superman. Now, I have been looking forward to this. It's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've had a number 1 issue of Superman. But I like the wraparound cover. You know, got Lex Luthor on the back. Man. Yeah, I can't wait to read this. So this is supposed to actually continue from the story that was, because Action Comics 1050, if you remember, there was a story in there that leads into this. So this is supposed to pick up where that left off, and they were supposed to get this Superman book running. So, Superman issue number 1. Well, there you have it. My haul for this huge comic book week. I mean, hey, it was huge in the terms of the amount of books, but it's huge in the terms of the quality, the big hitter, so to speak, books. A lot of big titles, a lot of first issues, a lot of books that are concluding this week. So pretty big week, pretty solid week, man. And I can't wait to dive into these books, man. I'm looking forward to it so much. So with that being said, let me know what you thought about my pickup, my haul this week. Let me know what you picked up as well. And yeah, the link in the description below. My Facebook page, my Instagram, all that good stuff. So check that out. And hey, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, please. And please subscribe. Oh, man. So anyway, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side.